Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's PrissyChrissy and tonight we are making stewed chicken. So if you would like to learn how to make stewed chicken the correct way, the authentic Jamaican way, then stay tuned. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Any suggestions on anything you want me to make next, I'll be taking all of that into consideration. Alright guys, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over everything that I'm using tonight. We have our fresh chicken, and I use drumsticks and thighs. So you want to make sure you cut your drumsticks in half and cut your thighs in threes if you can, but if you can't, you can just cut them in half, that's fine. I have vegetable oil. This is what I'm going to use to cook the chicken. Crushed red pepper, adobo, black pepper, seasoned salt, Grace browning. You could use Lori's Gravy Master if you like. And then we have the garlic powder, chicken bouillon, and Sazon. So that's it for the seasonings. Now for the herbs, we have pimento seeds, Scotch bonnet peppers. These are from Jamaica or the islands. Thyme, fresh thyme, bell peppers, a tomato, garlic, onions, and scallions. So what you want to do is you want to add your fresh herbs first. So we're going to take, depending on how much chicken you use, I have 3 stalks of thyme. So I'm just going to break them up and add it to my chicken. All right, now I'm going to add some scallions. I already washed my scallions and trimmed the base. So I'm just going to chop it and add it in. Okay, put that to the side. Now we need some fresh onions. This knife's a little too big. This is the way I like to cut onions. It doesn't look fancy, but it's nice and easy. You can mince your onion a little bit. You don't have to. Throw that in there. I'm gonna add a little bit more of that onion, guys. Okay. Now I'm going to add some fresh garlic. It has already been washed. So about a half a clove of fresh garlic. Some Scotch bonnet pepper. Now I am using green Scotch bonnet peppers because the red and the orange is a little bit too spicy. And in this house, we do not eat spicy foods. So the green is mild, I would say. Go ahead and add your Scotch bonnet peppers. But if you're looking for more of a spice, you can actually use the red and orange Scotch bonnet peppers. Going to add some pimento seeds. Now these you can find at your local Caribbean store, West Indian store. Go ahead and add that. And then we have a tomato. I'm going to add half of the tomato now. You want to cut the tomato up really small. All right, so I'll add half the tomato now, and then half after my chicken is almost done cooking. Now the sweet peppers, I actually put them in a little bit towards the end. So once our chicken is almost towards the end of being cooked, I'll add the sweet peppers, some butter, the rest of my tomatoes, and depending on how it tastes, I might add a little bit more onions. So now I'm going to get started with my dry seasonings. First we have our seasoned salt. Sprinkle on. And I would love to do measurements for you guys. My family is from Jamaica, so I'm not used to measuring. But if you guys want me to try and do that for you, I could try it out. Now we have our adobo, garlic powder, crushed red peppers, black pepper, we have our Sazon. I told you guys I don't cook anything without this. Add your Sazon. Sazon actually does a good job at adding color to your food too. And now we have our chicken bouillon. Sprinkle. Yes, let's get into the seasonings, y'all. Now we are going to add our browning. So if you don't have the Grace kind, you can always use the Lori's Gravy Master. It really doesn't matter. And you do not want to use too much of this. So we're just going to go ahead and sprinkle some on. You can always add more at the end, but you don't want to overdo it to begin with. So this is what everything should look like before you mix it together. So we're going to use our clean hands. Don't be afraid. Just use your hands to work all the seasonings into your chicken. And a tip I have for you guys, if you can season your chicken early in the morning or maybe in the afternoon, not right before you cook it, that will help a lot with your flavor. But all of these fresh herbs that you saw me add, this is going to give it that authentic Jamaican flavor. And like I said, my family is from Jamaica, so a little bit of my cooking styles might be different to you, but I promise it tastes as good as it looks. All right, so we have that all worked in. And now I'm going to take you over to the pot, show you how I actually cook it. All right, guys, our oil is nice and hot. So what we're going to do, be careful, guys, not to burn yourself. So if you have a large bowl like this, I would just hold it from the furthest. Pour everything all at once. It's going to start to sizzle and act crazy, so pour it all at once. And then cover it right away. So our heat is up all the way high. So I'm going to let it stay on high for like 2 minutes, and then I'm going to cut it all the way down to low. So I'll show you guys what it looks like in a second. All right, everybody, it's been about 2 minutes since I got my stewed chicken started. So this is what it currently looks like. I'm going to stir it around. Mix everything all together. Smells so good already. This is what your stewed chicken should look like. Now, if after you've had your stewed chicken cooking for about 2 minutes and you stir it around, you feel like it's too light, you can always go ahead and add a little bit more gravy master or browning. That's what really gives it the color. But I feel like mine is just right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my cover back on, my lid. And then I'm going to reduce heat and have it cook for about 25 minutes. Alright guys, so I decided I'm going to record the cabbage as well. I feel like everybody knows how to make rice, but if not, I could always add that in one of my videos if you would like. But I thought you guys would want to see how I cook my cabbage, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all that. All right, so the first thing you want to do is wash your cabbage, and then now we're gonna actually cut it. And I like to cut it right in the pan that I'm gonna cook it in, because at the end I'll just put my olive oil on and pop it right on to start cooking. So this is how I cut my cabbage. This is how most Caribbean people cut their cabbage. Like I said, my family is from Jamaica. My mom taught me how to cook. I've been cooking since I was like 11, 12, and I'm now pushing 30, so you can trust me on this one. All right, so I have my cabbage all cut up. I'm gonna add some sweet pepper. I do not do too much of the sweet pepper, guys. So I have some red, I have some green. I'm gonna start with the green. And I just simply slice it. My pepper was sitting on the counter, so I'm just gonna rinse it off. I'm a clean freak, don't worry about that. This is how thin you want your peppers to be. And then I'm gonna go ahead, add my red pepper. Like I said, rinse it off real quick. And get started with your chopping. Getting ready to check on my chicken in a little bit. All right, you got your red peppers. You're also going to add a teensy bit of onions. Cabbage seasons so fast, like you gotta think it's a vegetable, so you don't want to do too much with this, seriously. So I'm adding a little bit of onions, fresh onions. A little bit of fresh garlic. Not too much of this, guys. And then I always add some shredded carrots. So add your shredded carrots. And then now we're going to add our dry seasoning. So we have our garlic powder, a little bit of adobo. Now you could use salt and pepper, but like I said in my last video, I'm just really not a salt and pepper type of girl. I wouldn't lie to y'all. So a little bit of seasoned salt. And then we have a little bit of black pepper. That's really all you need, because like I said, cabbage seasons very quickly. I'm going to pour my olive oil on. And then you just pop it right on the stove. That's what it should look like. All right, guys. So I increased heat a little bit. And our chicken is still cooking up. So at this point, what I'm going to do, it's been about 25 minutes, by the way. You want your chicken to cook for at least 45 minutes. Depending on how big you cut your chicken, it might even need to be cooked a little bit longer. But you kind of want it to be falling off the bone. And I'll show you what I mean by falling off the bone once it gets there. So going to turn your heat to high and leave your pan uncovered now. Going to add a half a stick of butter. The butter is really going to help with our texture of our gravy. So I added my butter, and I'm going to go ahead and mix everything together. So I'll show you guys what it looks like so far. And I haven't added my peppers and, you know, the rest of the onions and tomatoes. Like I said earlier, I'm going to add that close to when everything is done cooking. So stay tuned and we'll take a look at that. Alright, now once our gravy starts to thicken up a little bit after you've added that butter, that was really the objective of the butter, to thicken up your gravy. So once we've added our butter and everything melts down, let it cook for like another 10 to 15 minutes, and then now is when we'll add the rest of our fresh herbs. So I have sweet peppers, red and green, I have tomatoes, and I have some onions. I'm just going to add that in. I didn't add any additional dry seasonings because you really want to be mindful of over salting your food. So we're going to go ahead and mix that in a little bit. And now you want to add your lid and let all of your fresh herbs cook down. Alright guys, so our peppers, onions, tomatoes, everything has been cooked thoroughly, as you can see. And now this is what our chicken starts to look like. So like I said, it should be falling off the bone by the time it's done cooking. I've just been having it sitting on high heat with the lid off because you want to thicken up your sauce, right? Thicken up your gravy. So once it's all finished cooking and you add your butter and you add your peppers, your onions, tomatoes, and you turn your heat high and you take your lid off, this is when the consistency will begin to look like this. And you'll start to see that your meat is literally falling off. And that's how you want it to be. Alright, so I'm going to get ready to plate everything because our chicken is all done. And there you have it, guys. Stewed chicken.